I don't know about you, but I love watching EDC videos to see what some of my favorite creators are carrying and how they're carrying it, whether it be in their camera bags, slings, or even what's in my pockets. So in today's video, we're talking my EDC 2025. Alright, so the first thing on my list is going to be this right here. This is brand new this year, and this is the Baby Banter Edition 1. Now I know the second edition or version 2 just came out, however, I'm not a fan of the colors. Although I do like the little lock mechanism that they have going on, I still went with version 1. Now I absolutely love this thing and I love the colorway that I chose. I think it fits me perfectly. This thing has literally been on my wish list for, I would say, over a year. But I was like, what do I need a knife for? I'm never going to use it. But guess what? I was outside the other day feeding my birds and I bought a brand new bag of seed and I couldn't get the bag open. But if I had this, I would have just been able to slice right into the bag. So I ended up pulling the trigger and getting one. And honestly, it fits in my hand really, really nicely. So yeah, that's number 1 on my list. Now number 2 is going to be this right here. This is my Apple Watch Ultra. And at first I was like, I'm not going to need an Apple Watch Ultra. It's going to be way too big for my wrist. But let me tell you, I absolutely love this thing. I love that it has a keyboard built right in, so when I'm at work, I can just quickly type on it. And I can use Apple Pay to pay for something if I forget my wallet. I never leave home without this. Not to mention, I'll never miss an important notification, phone call, or text message. I use it to track my activity, swim laps, so many uses for it. And honestly, when I don't have it on, I really feel naked without it. So that brings me to number 3 on my list, and that's going to be this right here. This is my Aura Ring 4, and they do recommend that you wear it on your index finger. I got one that kind of fits all my fingers, and I do rotate because after washing your hands and it getting moist underneath there, it kind of bothers my hand a little bit. So you're probably wondering, why do you need an Aura Ring if you've got the Apple Watch? Because they're both technically activity trackers. Well, I'm not going to wear my Apple Watch to bed, and I really like tracking my sleep. So that's where the Aura Ring comes in. Not to mention, when I was sick a couple weeks ago, it gave me an alert that said something was really stressing my body. And it turns out I was sick. I also really enjoy the fact that it tracks my body temperature much better than the Apple Watch does, and that's really good for cycle tracking. I know the females out there can relate to that. Alright, that brings me to something a little more fun, and that's going to be this right here. This is my Ricoh GR3X Urban Edition. And technically, this doesn't come on it. It's just like this. But I absolutely love this thing. It fits in my hand perfectly. It's 24 megapixels with a 40mm f2.8 lens on it, which is equivalent to a 35mm format. It's perfect for everyday use. This is the only camera that I took with me when I went on my last vacation, and I couldn't have been happier. It's so small, fits right in my pocket, easy to carry. What can I say? It's great. Just like the Fuji X100 5 or 6, it has film simulations built right in so you can dial in your look and get some really unique personalized photos. As you can see, I do have a couple of accessories on this camera that make it that much better. Number 1 being this thumb grip right here. This one's by JJC, and when I hold it now, it's not going anywhere. And this thing that I took off in the beginning, this is a Nisi adapter. So pretty much what it does is allows you to be able to attach filters on the front. And right here I have the Polar Pro 135 Gold Mist Peter McKinnon filter. I usually swap between this one and the Short Stash Everyday filter. I've had the Short Stash on this camera for a really, really long time, but I decided to get this filter this year. See what that gold mist is all about. But what's great about this one is, besides the cool details, but it's also a lens cap. So now dust doesn't get inside. And I love this camera so much that I literally take it with me everywhere. All right, moving along. Number 5 on my list is going to be this guy right here. This is my customized Lost Dutchman leather wallet. As you can see, it says Lost Dutchman leather across the top with my initials down here. I've had this thing for probably 3.5, 4 years now. And when you order from Lost Dutchman, you pick your leather color as well as your stitching color. And the more I use it, the longer I've had it, it really patinas really nice. As you can see, it holds quite a bit of cards, some cash, and you just slide the flap in just like that. And it's so small. I keep it right in my front pocket. And this thing has traveled with me all over the world. Next is going to be something that pretty much nobody leaves home without anymore. And that's going to be my cell phone. This one right here is the iPhone 16 Pro, and I absolutely love this thing. I use it for everything. Everyday life, business, social media, everything. I'm a huge Apple person and I love their ecosystem. So, I have a MacBook, the iPad mini, and the Mac mini, Apple Watch. Of course, I'm going to have the iPhone. This thing has a great camera. It takes really, really good 4K video, and I couldn't be happier with it. And of course, on every phone, you're gonna need to have a case. That brings me to today's sponsor, and that's Andar. I have the Andar Aspen full grain leather case on here, and I absolutely love the Andar products. The details are just amazing. As you can see right here, it says Andar, and these buttons are just so tactile. I used quite a few different phone cases since I got this, and I gotta tell you, Andar is definitely the best. Fully MagSafe compatible, has a little bevel around the camera here so your camera doesn't get scratched, and the tactile buttons on the side are made out of aluminum alloy. It's just a really premium feel in your hand. And of course, on the inside of the case, protects the phone because there's a microfiber lining. They also have a vegan option that's made out of cactus leather. I believe it's called the Blanc if you want to check that out. But on my phone, I always attach my pop socket. Just makes it so my phone never falls out of my hand. I love this thing. Next thing on my list, this right here. This is my Apple AirPods Pro 2. And of course, I have the matching Andar leather case on that as well. I'm telling you, they make great products. Check them out. I'll make sure I link it down below. I take these things everywhere, especially to work and traveling. It's great for hands-free calling, watching YouTube videos, movies, listening to music. And I absolutely love the fact that as soon as I open it up and put it in my ear, it just attaches to my iPhone seamlessly. I can't tell you how convenient that is. All right, moving on. That brings me to the next item on my list, and that's going to be a combination of these two. So recently this year, I started habit tracking and journaling. Got myself a little field notes, and I absolutely love it. It just keeps me in check. And then the pen that I like to use is this Pilot Precise V5 RT. It's a ballpoint pen. However, it writes so smooth and it feels like gel. So as you can see, there's habit tracking. And I try to write in there every single day, and I'm definitely going to be keeping it up because I love it. And I can't wait to fill some of these up because I think it's going to look so cool. And years down the road, go back and look through it, see what I was feeling, what I did that day. Good stuff. Memory lane. These pens are really inexpensive. I believe this came in a 4-pack of 4 different colors, black, blue, red, and green. And I got them from Walmart for a little over $5. Check them out if you haven't yet. It feels like a really expensive pen. All right, so that brings me to the last item on my list, which is going to be, well, what I carry all of this in. And that is going to be this sling right here. This is the Packed Everyday 5-liter sling. I made a complete video on this a while back. I'll make sure I leave a card up here to it. But this thing is amazing. I've taken it on vacations. I use it every day. I've had many different slings before. I started off with the 6-liter Peak Design sling, but that was so bulky and it just didn't like smush down. As you can see, when this one's empty, it just folds down so nice and easily. And honestly, because of the way that the straps are here on the back, one being up here and one on the side instead of both of them up here, it just lays on your back so much easier. So generally what I do is, because there's a back pocket here, I'll slide my field notes notebook right back there. But when I'm traveling, I throw my travel documents, my passport, everything right in here. It also has these other attachment points that you can move the straps around and wear it differently. And then there's 2 more here. Then you have a really nice big front pocket here. This is where I generally will keep, here's a few extra items. Tissues, because I have allergies and my nose runs. Then you have your main big pocket here, which is zips all the way down, but you can see on the side here, it has these flaps, so nothing will technically spill out. And then inside here, you have a front zip pocket that's mesh. Comes with a little key hook, which, another bonus item, my keys can attach right to that. And on my keys, I have an air tag that says Amy on it with the rock on hands. And my favorite key ring, which is by Orbit Ring right here. You take this and just kind of pull it down and slide it, and that's how you put the keys on and off. Then when you get it back here, clips right in place. So I can attach that right to the key tether right there. And then back here, there's a pen loop that you can throw your pen in. And let me tell you, if you are traveling, make sure you always have a pen on you, especially if you're traveling international. You have things to fill out on the plane. Comes in handy. And then there's another little mesh pocket here, which I will throw my little camera strap in for my Ricoh if I'm out traveling. It's made by Falcam. So I usually just throw that right in here. Then there's another little pocket right over here, which I generally will throw my AirPods in. And then you have another little magnetic flap in here. Sometimes if I know I'm going out and gonna need my iPad, I'll throw my iPad mini in here because it fits perfect. I'm just using it right now, so. Then my Ricoh fits right in there. Baby Banter goes in my pocket. Always carry floss, so I kind of just throw that right in there with my camera strap. And I still have all this room in here. I mean, look at that. This thing is great. I honestly can't recommend this sling enough. Who would have known 5 liters is the perfect size? I didn't. And the last thing that I keep on me is gonna be this right here. You're probably wondering, what the heck is this? Well, it's my chapstick. And it's just a regular chapstick brand. But whenever I get a brand new chapstick and I try to take the plastic off, it always rips into the bottom and I don't like the way it looks, so I peel the whole thing off and all of my chapsticks just look like this. Just goes in my pocket. And I do have one more item that I got that's brand new, and that's gonna be this right here. This is the brand new Andar Kickback. Andar really takes pride in their packaging. It's such a nice feel. And at the end there, did you hear that? It's like a little click. This wallet is MagSafe, so it attaches right to the back of your phone. And what's great is you can now set it up in whatever position you want, watch videos or whatever you want to do. But this is going to be great for traveling. It holds 3 different cards in there, and then it has this little elastic strap on the front for cash. But getting the cards out is really easy because you just push from this little button here at the bottom. I'm definitely going to be bringing this with me whenever I travel because it's going to make it so much easier and more convenient. So there you have it, my everyday carry for 2025. Drop a comment down below. Let me know if you use any of these items or what's different. I love to hear from you guys and know what you're using. Who knows, maybe I'll pick it up because it's better than what I'm currently using. But yeah, thanks for watching, and until the next one.